So with this video, I would like to speak about the Big Brother franchise. The Big Brother is a TV show that was invented in the 90s and that had a huge success, spread all around the world, and it is successful even today, either in its original format or in new formats, new development that has been invented over the time. The basic format is about a group of people, a group of participants that are isolated in an house under the constant watch of cameras, and that are voted out. Each of the contestants, one contestant is voted out every week until the last contestant is going to be the winner of the whole competition. The reason why I want to speak about it is because, of course, when it first came out, I immediately had a sense of repulsion towards it. I felt like it was immoral immediately. But at the same time, I wasn't capable to actually point out what I didn't like about it. Actually, thinking rationally, I could see how it could be compared to other type of live competition, like, for example, a sport competition, a singing competition, a dancing competition. And because the similarity were the fact that in both cases you had willing participants, people that are voluntarily, they wanted to be in front of the camera, and they were seeking money or fame. That is the same thing, because with fame you get money. But at the same time, I never thought about a sporting competition as immoral, and none of that. But still, as I said, for some time I couldn't actually point out what I didn't like about the Big Brother. So for a while, basically, I racked my brain about what I actually didn't like about the Big Brother, until I finally understood that what actually I don't like about it is the fact that it is completely different from these other live contests that I said before. Because you see, when you think about a sport competition or a singing competition or a dancing competition, what is actually tested is a particular skill of ours, is a very limited skill of ours. So that basically it doesn't say anything. Basically, if you lose such a competition, it doesn't say anything about us as a person, about our value. But you see, what is tested within the Big Brother is actually ourselves as a whole. It is our personality as a whole. And the winner of the Big Brother is the social winner, so is the winner with the capital W. What the participant within the house, what they are trying to do, is nothing else than what everybody of us trying to do in our day-to-day life. We are trying just to achieve social recognition. We want to be respected by our peers. We want to be acknowledged by our peers. We want to be listened to. We want to be recognized by them. And that's the way that's what happened in the house. And of course, this is the person that is winning the competition. There are games within this show, but they are completely ancillary to the social interaction. The person that is winning the social interaction is going to be the person that is going to be popular with the public, is going to be winning the whole competition. On the other hand, of course, the loser of the competition, the people that are voted out from the house, are the people that either cannot make a mark on the others, or they make a negative marks on the other people that makes mistakes and social mistakes, and consequently get neglected, disrespected by others. And the public, of course, doesn't recognize himself doesn't identify itself with these people, and they vote them out. So this is the big difference. And you see, I know that a lot of people that are listening to this video, they may think that this is just another show, no, so it's just a different kind of show that tests something different. But in reality, I believe that would be a mistake to just to restrict this show to this. In reality, these represent a breakaway from our tradition, from the tradition of our civilization. Because you see, the tradition of our civilization is actually to protect the weak, is actually to always be respectful of the people that are less, actually the people that are mostly disadvantaged in the society. You see, in the Bible, famously, is written that the last one in the society are the first one in the eyes of God, and similar. I'm sure that similar concepts are expressed in other religions, and the reason for it, the rational reason behind it, is that so this kind of culture is stemming from the simple experience of life. Is just nothing else than a rational elaboration of life, because if you look at life and you start to understand life is the characteristic of life, of course, is not to be a constant status. The essence of life is changing. The change is the essence of life, and one of these changing is actually a change between strength and weakness. Our life is a continuous oscillation between these two different poles. So we are born in weakness, and then we grow up and we become strong in our adult age. But then again, we become weak again when we get old. And again, continuously in our life, we are sick, we are healthy, but we are never one of these two things constantly. And so because of this acknowledgement, of course, because we know that each of us, before or later, will become sick and will become weak. Because of this, we have embedded in our culture the idea that we need to respect the people that are most disadvantaged. This is the reason why we don't stare at a disabled, or we point to an amputee. We have been taught to be respectful towards people that have disadvantages. In opposition to this tradition, the Big Brother is actually heralding in a new perspective in which weakness, instead to be hidden, is actually exposed. But Big Brother is actively seeking weaknesses in people. It wants to bring them in front of the camera and invite you to point at it, to laugh at it. And that actually is one of the reasons why many of the ex-contestants suffer psychological trauma. The Big Brother, consequently, is actually heralding in a new kind of morality, if you want, a much rougher morality in comparison with our traditional morality. But you see, a morality is not like a physical law. It is not something that you can actually test it so that you can actually establish which one is right, which one is wrong. A morality is something you choose. So there is nothing that actually prevents us to abandon the old morality and embrace this new one that the Big Brother is heralding in. A morality is always a matter of choice. It's a choice between different kind of trade-off, because each morality has got a trade-off within it. So, for example, within the traditional morality, the trade-off is between a life in which you are required not to live it to the full, even when you are healthy, and even when you are rich, when you are happy. You are always asked to slow down, to wait for people that are less fortunate than you, to help them, to support them. And the trade-off, of course, is that you can reasonably expect that whenever you are sick, whenever you are in difficulty, then you can expect other people to be there for you, to help you, to support you. Within the morality of the Big Brother, of course, the situation is different. The trade-off is different. Within this morality, each of us doesn't need to wait for anybody. You can live your life to the full when you are in a healthy, in a positive situation. You don't need to wait for anybody. But of course, within that setting, you cannot expect for anybody basically to help you whenever you are in difficulty, whenever you are sick, whenever you need help. Because quite simply, if you are not willing to offer mercy, you should expect none in return.